What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should like and sub, and let's get into this. We got our girl Gina going on a little bit of a press tour, a little bit of victory tour, because just having her lawsuit be put forward, moving on to where hopefully now, because I highly doubt we're announcing any sort of settlements, it's going into discovery. They have pissed her off. And we've heard Gina talk on other interviews about how she does see this as larger than just herself, that if she doesn't, do what she can now, this will keep happening to other people. So she's on a bit of a mission, and shout out to her. She was just on with Shawn Ryan and said some fun things. And so let's get into it. So as first reported here by Fandom Pulse, she had an interview with Shawn Ryan on his YouTube show. I was gonna watch the whole episode, but it's like an hour, so we're just gonna go through this because it highlights some of the more interesting parts. One of which, of course, Carano talking about Satan's made these globalists believe. And by the way, to you fun people in the comments, globalist doesn't mean Jews. Yeah, I got that told me the other day. Globalist doesn't mean Jews, but fun way to try to blame them for everything. So Satan's made these globalists believe that they can play God, that they are their own gods, and it's just a horrible, ugly thing that they are using, and they will use until you know the end. And we do know. Carano was then specifically asked about satanic rituals in Hollywood. They go to Moloch and they talk amongst the tall trees. That's Bohemian Grove. She responded, just from watching and being spiritually aware, I guess. So many of these actors that do so well, it's like, I am my own God. They have everything together. They have the wife, they have the kids, they don't drink alcohol, they are in shape in all of this, but they believe they are their own God. There's also a lot of Scientology, which is also similar to believing their own God. Yeah. She responds this is down here at the bottom. When asked if these actors say it and are articulate, she replied, yeah, a lot of people say that they're their own God, and it's a scary thing because I feel that's almost a harder wall to break down than maybe drugs or alcohol or sex or something that's more obvious. Is that when you believe that you are your own God, that doesn't leave room for the real God. Carano then noted that she has not always been this spiritual, but came closer to God after it's funny how persecution can lead you to an endless comfort source. This persecution led her to begin reading scripture, specifically Psalms. Every morning I'd read a chapter in Psalms. I also read this book called A Silver Refined, and the book was basically saying it's not going to be easy, but you'll get through it and it'll all be worth it. You'll be refined. And I think that's a great message. Look, trying to think how to say this, but you cannot get treasures by staying in your hobbit hole, to use a Lord of the Rings analogy. You have to go find the dragon. Dragons are dangerous, but dragons guard treasures. That's a long way to say. You got to be like Abraham in the book of the Bible. You can't hide in your father's tent. You got to go out and experience life. When you go out and experience life, you will be persecuted against, but it is through that persecution and all that fighting of the dragons that you get your treasure, which should be being a full and completed person. In other words, you will get through it. It will be worth it, and you'll be refined. It's what life is. A little bit later in the interview, Carano recalled the social media mobs targeting her on Twitter. She said, I found myself drawing my line, and the more I drew my line and held on to God, the more I realized, okay, all right, I do not worship your business. I have this in an email, which is why I don't mind if my emails come out. I said, I do not worship your business. She continued, and I have done plenty wrong in my life that I will need to account for and I will need to apologize for. But at this moment, I haven't done anything wrong, and I'm not going to put out one of these fake apologies that you have everybody else put out that mean nothing, that degrade them, that take away from their words. Every celebrity who apologized, they took their voice away, to where the next time they speak, it doesn't mean anything because it was just a copy-pasted regular apology, and I was not going to do that. So I wrote out my own long, big statement. I was like, you want me to make a statement? I'll make a statement. Of course, they didn't like that. She also offered to take people out to dinner instead of being on that Zoom call with 50 plus LGBTQIA plus trans representatives. And we all know who was behind that. Oh, let this lawsuit be discovered. And we find out Leslie Headland was, in fact, one of the main people pushing that. She elaborated, it wasn't offensive. I understand. I grew up a tomboy. I understand that things are different. People are going through things. It's a very well-written thing. It's just, I don't worship your business, and my God is bigger than Disney. So this is where I am at. Hopefully those emails get to be printed and read one day and help shed some light on what's going on. This article goes on. I would urge you to go ahead and watch the full interview with Shawn Ryan. Thankfully, Gina is getting her due. Can't wait. I can't wait to see this lawsuit. If this is televised, you best believe we will be covering it. I'm sure they'll find a way to get out of it, though. Anyway, let me know what you think of all this. Let me know what you think about Gina these days. Be sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.